Cape Verde, a little-known African gem, is a country that is sure to leave a lasting impression once you get to know it. Join me as I explore why Portuguese is spoken in this beautiful country, how people live there, and some of their most fascinating traditions. But first, hit that like button and subscribe with the notification bell so we can see you again and you won't miss any more videos like this one. 1. Geographical location. Cabo Verde, an island nation located in the central Atlantic Ocean, about 600 kilometers off the west coast of Africa, was once an uninhabited territory. Discovered and occupied by the Portuguese in the 15th century, the archipelago's name is derived from the Cape Verde Peninsula in West Africa. Cabo Verde's history is associated with the dark pages of humanity as it became a center of the African slave trade and a coal supply stop for whaling ships and transatlantic sea routes. In 1876, slavery was abolished on the island, opening a new chapter in the history of the archipelago. Although still under Portuguese control until 1975, today Cabo Verde has become an independent nation with 9 out of 10 islands inhabited. With a total area of just over 4,000 km², this small archipelago has become a symbol of resilience and innovation, overcoming a painful past to rise to the modern era. 2. History. In 1462, just 6 years after Portuguese sailors discovered the Cape Verde Islands, the first permanent Portuguese settlement was established in the town of Ribeira Grande, now known as Cidade Velha, south of Santiago Island. It was the first European colonial outpost in the tropics, ushering in a new era in the history of the archipelago. In 1951, the status of Cape Verde changed from a Portuguese colony to an overseas province, and in 1961, its inhabitants became full Portuguese citizens. However, discontent with Portuguese rule continued to grow. In 1956, a movement was started by the African Party for the Independence of Guinea and Cape Verde, PAICE. The party, founded by Amilcar Cabral, fought underground to demand improvements in economic, social, and political conditions. After the 1974 coup in Portugal, the country began to abandon its colonial empire, and the Cape Verde Islands gained independence on 5 July 1975. At this time, Cape Verde and Guinea-Bissau shared a single flag and national anthem, with Guinea-Bissau's first president, Luis de Almeida Cabral, being a Cape Verdean. However, this unity did not last. The 1980 military coup in Guinea-Bissau overthrew Cabral, causing deep resentment in Cape Verde and leading to the complete separation of the two territories. The history of Cape Verde is a long and tumultuous journey, from exploitation by the Portuguese to the struggle for independence and the changing relationship with Guinea-Bissau. Through it all, the people of Cape Verde have demonstrated resilience and determination to rise above adversity, writing a proud and heroic history for their nation. 3. The islands. The Cape Verde archipelago, located in the mid-Atlantic Ocean, is a diverse collection of islands, each with its own unique natural beauty and culture. Santo Antão, the second largest island in the region, is a popular destination for hiking enthusiasts. Its rugged terrain with deep canyons and wide valleys creates a spectacular natural landscape that will test the endurance and skills of intrepid explorers. The Cape Verde Islands are also home to over 100 rare bird species, including the Cape Verde sparrow, Cape Verde shearwater, and the elegant purple heron. These birds create a rich ecosystem that brings life and color to the land. The islands in the Cape Verde archipelago are divided into 2 main groups, the Windward Islands and the Leeward Islands. Among them, Santo Antão, São Vicente, Santa Lucia, São Nicolau, Sal, and Boa Vista belong to the Windward group with strong sea winds and majestic natural landscapes. The Leeward group includes Maio, Santiago, Fogo, and Brava, notable for their temperate climate and biodiversity. Sal, one of the most popular islands, attracts thousands of tourists with its long beaches and fine white sand. Meanwhile, Brava, the smallest island in the archipelago, is known as the Garden Island of Cabo Verde, thanks to its lush tropical vegetation and colorful flowers. The beaches of the Cabo Verde archipelago are also important for the endangered loggerhead turtle. In an effort to protect the environment, hunting turtles is illegal and strictly prohibited. With its stunning natural landscapes and rich history, the Cabo Verde archipelago has proven to be an irresistible attraction, not only for tourists, but also for those who study history and nature. These islands are not only a tourist destination, but also a symbol of cultural diversity and richness. 4. Geology. The Cabo Verde archipelago is not only famous for its beautiful beaches and diverse ecosystems, but also possesses unique geological wonders. Pico de Fogo, the highest mountain in the archipelago, rising 28.49 meters above sea level, is a majestic symbol of Cabo Verde's nature. This peak was formed from the ancient volcanic crater Chundas Calderas after a large part of the island, about 300 kilometers, collapsed and slid into the ocean. This event created a unique and fascinating geological landscape. Pico de Fogo last erupted in 2014, an event that reminds us of the power and constant transformation of nature. The Petro Lume crater is also a notable destination in Cabo Verde. The crater is now filled with salt water, creating a unique lake with a higher mineral content than the Dead Sea. This makes Pedro Luma an ideal destination for those who want to experience the natural feeling of floating on water, while enjoying the health benefits of the minerals in the water. Geological wonders such as Pico de Fogo and Pedro Lume are not only testament to the formation and transformation of the Cabo Verde archipelago over millions of years, but also symbolize the resilience and diversity of nature. These volcanoes not only bring majestic beauty to the landscape, but also evoke curiosity and a desire to explore in the hearts of history and geology lovers. 5. Climate. Since the late 16th century, the Cape Verde archipelago has faced severe natural challenges, with drought and famine being the most severe. Catastrophic droughts and successive famines have taken a heavy toll on the country, claiming the lives of thousands of Cape Verdeans in the first half of the 20th century. With limited natural resources, scarce rainfall, and scarce freshwater conditions, Cabo Verde has endured prolonged periods of hardship. According to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, Cabo Verde is currently one of the countries most vulnerable to climate change. The country's capacity to adapt to environmental changes is very limited. Forecast models show that by 2100, temperatures in Cabo Verde could increase by 4 degrees Celsius, while rainfall could decrease by up to 20%. This threatens the survival of agriculture and water resources and increases the risk of drought and poverty. Looking back, these challenges are not only dark pages in Cape Verde's past, but also a reminder of the fragility of the environment and the importance of sustainability. The country faces a major challenge to tackle climate change and ensure sustainable development for the future. 6. Darwin the Explorer. Cape Verde was the first stop for Charles Darwin on his famous voyage on the HMS Beagle, which took him around the world from 27 December 1831 to 2 October 1836. Here, Darwin first encountered a rich and diverse flora and fauna, which later contributed significantly to the development of his theory of evolution by natural selection. Although HMS Beagle was scheduled to visit Tenerife first, its first stop was at Praia on the volcanic island of Santiago on 16th January 1832. During his 3-week stay in Cape Verde, Darwin was fascinated by the diversity of the volcanic landscape and the white sand, which inspired him to discover his own ability to study geology. Another aspect that fascinated Darwin was the abundance of fruits such as oranges, bananas, and tamarinds. Fruits that were rare and expensive in England at the time. Cape Verde gave Darwin his first insight into the richness and diversity of nature, which contributed significantly to the formation of his later scientific views. Darwin's presence in Cape Verde was not only an important stage in his research life, but also marked a turning point in the history of science. These early observations helped Darwin lay the foundations for his theory of evolution, which has forever changed the way we understand the origin and development of species on Earth. 7. Culture, religion. Cape Verde has a rich and diverse cultural heritage, reflecting the blending of African and Portuguese lineages. Due to severe droughts in the 20th century, many Cape Verdeans have migrated abroad, particularly to the United States, Europe, and other African and South American countries, creating a Cape Verdean diaspora that is larger than the island's population. Among the island's population are several African minorities, such as the Fulani, Volante, and Mandinka groups. There is also a small community of people of European descent, including Portuguese descendants, as well as Italians, French, and British. Notably, Cape Verde is also home to descendants of Sephardic Jews, who were expelled from the Iberian Peninsula in the 15th and 16th centuries during the Inquisition, along with other groups of Jewish merchants who arrived from Morocco in the 19th century. The majority of Cape Verde's population is Roman Catholic, and this religion has been enriched with African cultural elements, as demonstrated by Saints' Day celebrations, often accompanied by drums, masks, and African-style dances. The official language of Cape Verde is Portuguese, which is used in the education system, judiciary, and public services. However, most Cape Verdeans speak Cape Verdean Creole, or Crioulo, a Portuguese-based language with African influences. That is why Cape Verde is a country with a unique cultural exchange, where the history and heritage of many ethnic groups coexist and develop. This not only enriches the cultural life of the country, but also creates a special national identity, contributing to the diversity of the world. 8 animals. The gray long-eared bat, Cape Verde's only native mammal, is an important part of the country's fauna. With its distinctive long ears, this bat has existed on the island since before humans arrived, reflecting the unique biodiversity of this land. The gray long-eared bat is not only an ecological highlight, but also a witness to the evolution and adaptation of animals in the isolated environment of the archipelago. In addition, the presence of goats on the islands also has special historical significance. Brought to the island by the Portuguese during their explorations and discoveries, goats quickly became an indispensable part of life and the agricultural economy of Cape Verde. With an estimated 1 goat for every 2 people, they not only provide milk and dairy products, but also play a vital role in sustaining the livelihoods of many farming families on the islands. The existence of animals like the gray, long-eared bat and goats in Cape Verde is not only a testament to their ability to survive and adapt, but also a reflection of the close connection between nature and people on these remote islands. 9. Economy. Cape Verde has witnessed remarkable historical and economic changes. As one of the world's largest recipients of aid per capita, Cape Verde has taken advantage of funding from the European Union and the World Bank to develop its infrastructure, expand its ports and airports, and modernize its fish processing industry. Cape Verde's industry is largely focused on small-scale manufacturing, such as ceramics, beverages, pharmaceuticals, and seafood processing. The growth of these industries, along with imports of fruits, vegetables, fuel, and construction materials, has created a complex economic network with major trading partners including Portugal, Spain, the Netherlands, and the United States. With no rail system, transportation in Cape Verde is largely by air and road. This reflects the dependence on imported petroleum and the need to use energy from renewable sources to reduce environmental impact. Since the introduction of the Cape Verdean escudo in 1914, the country has undergone many economic changes. The currency is now pegged to the euro, and the use of the dollar sign instead of a decimal point in the currency system represents a unique feature in the way monetary values are written here. One notable event was the involvement of Benito Mussolini, the Italian dictator, in the construction of the airport in Sal in the mid-20th century. The airport was later purchased by Portugal and became an important part of Cape Verde's transport infrastructure. From these historical factors, we can see that Cape Verde has gradually developed and faced its own challenges. Through this, the history of this country becomes a complex story of survival, adaptation, and sustainable development. 10. National flag. Cape Verde, with its iconic flag consisting of a blue field, white and red horizontal stripes, and a circle of 10 yellow stars representing the 10 main islands, is a country notable for its cultural diversity and rich history. The flag not only symbolizes the unity of the islands, but also reflects the Cape Verdean spirit of sharing and community. 11. In Cape Verde, it is considered rude to eat without sharing food, a cultural trait that emphasizes hospitality and respect. Cape Verde's artistic and folklore traditions, such as the Suentos de Nojo Lobo and the Batuco music, illustrate the fusion of African and Portuguese heritage. These vibrant narratives and musical rhythms have created a unique cultural identity for the country. 12. Cesaria Evora, one of Cape Verde's most famous artists, has brought the country's traditional music to the world with her soulful morna and coladeira melodies. She has become an icon not only of music but also of the Cape Verdean spirit. 13. Although Cape Verde has participated in the Summer Olympics since 1996, the country has yet to win a medal and has not yet participated in the Winter Olympics. However, this has not diminished the enthusiasm and pride of the Cape Verdeans in representing their country on the international stage. 14. Ribeira Grande, the historic center of Cidade Velha, is Cape Verde's only UNESCO World Heritage Site. The city was an important port and stopover on historic voyages, including Vasco da Gama's voyage to India and Christopher Columbus's voyage to the Americas. 15. With its crystal-clear waters and favorable wind conditions, Cape Verde has become an ideal destination for windsurfing and diving. These factors not only attract tourists, but are also an integral part of local life and culture. 16. Since the early 1990s, Cape Verde has emerged as a stable representative of democracy in Africa. With its stable and developed politics, the country is now considered one of the most developed democracies on the African continent. This development is the result of the tireless efforts of the people and government of Cape Verde in building a free, fair, and prosperous society. Cape Verde, with its unique history, culture, and nature, continues to be an interesting and mysterious destination, attracting the attention of those who love to explore and learn about different cultures. If you find this video useful, give us a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel with the notification bell turned on so you don't miss any future videos. Continue to explore the wonders of the world with us through videos about Iceland, one of the most unique and interesting countries on this planet. We hope to see you again in the next videos to explore more fascinating stories about other unique cultures and histories. Thank you for your support.